What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Zoe with Wnba Dfs, here to give you a WNBA slate, how to build on today's three-game slate. It's not going to be a full breakdown like what I normally would do, just because this is such a late video for you guys. Probably going to be about 2 hours to catch before the slate actually locks, and I still just wanted to give you guys something, especially for those that are trying to win that 10K over there on DK, which I definitely we want to go ahead and get. It's a nice games that we actually have, pretty good matchups with all the games. Unfortunately, for whatever reason, we have one game at 7:30 and two games at 10. Again, WNBA, you have to do better in regards to the scheduling and everything. This really just doesn't make any sense at this point in time. If you guys are new here, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of the content I am putting out over here on the channel, and drop a like on this video if this video or any of my other videos helped you guys win some money. Now, if you guys missed it earlier today, I went ahead and I went over the prize picks board, talked about a couple of plays that I did like over there as main plays, and also just gave a pretty good detail in regards to some plays that you can actually look to for leans. If anyone had any questions on those, just like I said in that video, if you guys got any prop questions, talk to me down in the comment section. I will try to answer all those things right there for you. And if you guys are looking for a full list of prop plays or the core plays, breakdowns, things like that, check the link down in the description for the Patreon. Everything has already been posted for the day. Not only my stuff, but my boy BK, he has posted his stuff as well up there on the Patreon. It's only $5, and I promise you will make that back. So definitely check that out if you are looking for more content. So real quick, just looking at it going into the slate. Indy, no news over here for them. Atlanta, they're still without Cheyenne Parker. Aerial Powers is still out. New York Liberty, Laney is expected to be back in play today. This was always the plan in regards to her coming back from her injury. So I would expect Laney to be back. I don't expect for her to start. I do still believe that they will run Phoebich in the starting lineup, so we shouldn't have to worry too much in regards to Laney. Over here on the Phoenix Mercury side, Osborne is game time decision, and Rebecca Allen is out. For the Washington Mystics, Shakira Austin, she is going to play. They just have been giving her that Q tag. I don't know why still, but she is fully expected to play. And then Carly Samuelson, she is out. And then over here for the Seattle, Gabby Williams, she is making her return back to the WNBA after an amazing campaign over there in the Olympics this season. And then Nick Mula, she is going to be out as well, but end of the bench rotation player really doesn't matter in regards to her being out. So heading over to DraftKings, the site that'll play the most on the site. If you guys don't have an account, you want one, check the link down in the description below so you guys can go ahead and get that deposit match bonus and join your boy over here on the King. In our first game for the Indiana Fever, taking on the Atlanta Dream. From this one right here, I'm going to be straight up. Clark, bit too much for me at the 11.5 price tag. I could see this being a very good GPP play for her, but not really going to be a slate where I'm focused on wanting to get up to her. Yes, she has been doing very well since the Olympic break, putting up 40 plus fantasy points in all those games, but 11.5, I just think that's a bit much when I can come down here and get Ryan Howard, who I really am prioritizing, just because this is one of those games where I can see Ryan going out here and dropping 25-ish points, getting at least a couple of rebounds, decent on the defensive side of the ball as well, as long as she can keep herself out of foul trouble, and if the shot does actually fall very well for her. Really am loving the upside for what she can go out here and do. We have seen opposing forwards going up against the Indiana Fever so far, even after the Olympic break, have had pretty good games all in all, and I just love the upside for Ryan, especially at that price tag at the 9.6, where it's going to get me off the Sabrina, it's going to get me off of paying up for like the Jewel Loys and things like that. Just that spot right there, especially for the fact that she is technically a focal point between her and Tina Charles for everything that they do. Now outside of Ryan, I really do like the spot for Tina as well, just because the minutes are there for Tina, and what she's been doing over the last several games is good. I love the upside. Connecticut, Phoenix in back-to-back games, 40 plus fantasy points in all three of those games. 9,900. Lets me come off of Stewie, JJ, Ezzy, NECA, all these other players, and a player that is not going to have to worry about a backup big coming in and taking the minutes and taking the shine from her. The upside is there. The rebounds will be there because still, I know as much as the improvement that we have seen from the Fever, where all the games that they are winning, they're still a bad defensive team. They still are bad. They're going to push the pace. They're going to push the rock. And still, Tina, she can go out there, maybe get us a couple of steals. I know she can rebound pretty decently, which she has been doing over her last several games. And just that shot, that touch just has to still be there for her. 9-9, loving that spot for her. And I really don't mind just attacking and planting a flag on Tina Charles or Ryan Howard to get a piece from over here. Now, on the Fever side, really looking at them, Boston, I do like her at the 10-3. That's not a bad position spot. We have seen centers, even though, Tina, she is decent on the defensive side, but we have still been seeing opposing centers have good games. Brittany Griner, she went out there, she had great games. Bree Jones, she went out there, she cooked quite a bit while she was out there versus her. So at 10-3, the new offense and the flow that we are seeing from the Fever, I do think that it is going to pay dividends for what Boston can come out here and do. This is another double-double spot for her. Definitely can see her going out there getting us about a good 12, 13 rebounds. Maybe, hopefully, this could be one of those games where we could see her go out there and get us about 15-ish points. Block upside, that definitely can be there for her as well. Now, some of the other players, I definitely do think GPP options would be Alicia Gray, Canada, just because I don't think the upside is as high in regards to it. Canada, this could be one of those games where she will have multiple steals. She definitely is going to kill it on the assist side because the fast pace that the Fever already play at, and the pace they are going to make the Dream play at a much faster pace. So Canada, but at the 8-4 price tag, I'd rather just look maybe towards a Skylar Diggins-Smith or something like that for the price tag, or a Brittany Sykes. Just for the upside that they actually have versus going with Canada. Very much a GPP option. And then same thing for Alicia Gray. I just don't see myself getting there with how high I am on Ryan Howard. Now, I do think Kelsey Mitchell, this is one of those spots where she can go sneakily under owned and we can actually get there to her. I don't mind going to that as well. Nilissa Smith, not messing with her with the upside now that we're getting for the fact that you got Fag Bentley back, and also we are seeing Dantas play some decent burn in minutes. In her first game being back, she played 16 minutes. We already know they will yank Nilissa Smith in a heartbeat. Nilissa is your ultimate GPP option for today just because she has cooked in this exact spot going up against the Atlanta Dream all season. She has cooked them continuously every single time. But I will say I do like Dantas as another value play to get you off the Gabby Williams for today because she is seeing those minutes go up and the production is there. She is playing very well. The last 2 games, 15 and 16 fantasy points. Not going to kill you, not going to hurt you. Definitely do think there is some upside getting to her today as well. Everyone else over here, Carly Samuelson, Lexi Hall, all the other players, not even going to worry about it. Not going to touch them at all. Next game, New York Liberty taking on the Phoenix Mercury. I do think this is going to be a spot where we are going to see Copper be a focal point in regards to just trying to shut her down like what they have done in the prior games. And I think that's going to lead to one of those spots where we can look to the point guards, which we normally do attack guards going up against New York Liberty. And that's going to be Natasha Cloud and DT. Cloud, for whatever reason, she likes playing going up against New York. She has played them very well throughout her career. Even when she was on Washington, she loves playing them. She loves it. She loves this matchup. She loves the spot. When she played them earlier, 33 minutes, she dropped 22 fantasy points in that game. And then the game prior before that, 35 minutes, 32.5 fantasy points. She can cook if she's given the option and chance. I know she has looked very bad over her last several games. Out of the last several games, only one game where she has dropped 30 plus fantasy points. This could be that day today. Now, I will say I am very high on DT. DT as well loves going up against Sloot, loves going out there cooking Sabrina. And this could be one of those spots where we could see a nice 15, 20-ish point game from DT, along with the fact that she is passing the rock very well. The playmaking between her and BG has looked great over the last several games, plus her rebound upside. And then, of course, we know a lot of her points come from 3. She's rested, playing at home. The sky should be the limit at an 8,100 price tag for DT. Loving the spot for her on today's slate. Outside of that, Brittany Griner, this does seem to be a tough spot, but we do know she is pretty much a focal point. I really do feel more GPP for her. I'm not too heavy there, but this could be one of those spots where we could see BG pop. I do think I'd rather look more towards my Shakira Austin, my Ezzy, or something like that. Just more in that mid-range, mid-tier range is more kind of what I'm looking at, not really focusing too heavy on BG because I do have quite a bit of interest in Jonquil Jones and Breanna Stewart. Now, of course, like it always goes, I pick one, I'm going to get it wrong. So I will say I like both of them pretty evenly. Whichever one I can actually fit into my line and make a decent line is the one I want to take. Now, I do say outside of the 2 out of the big 3 over here for the New York Liberty, I do have some interest in Sabrina. That first game back was honestly just putrid. She still, in 28 minutes, was able to put up 21.25 fantasy points. I do like her as a sneaky GPP option because I think she's going to go under owned, especially at that price tag. 36 minutes going up against the Phoenix Mercury last time, 46.25 fantasy points. First game going up against them in 35 minutes, she dropped 43 fantasy points. She's been killing it with the assist. I know one of those games was without Sloot. The assist upside is still there for her. The scoring upside is there. She also rebounds pretty well. We know opposing guards going up against the Phoenix Mercury, they are very bad at rebounding. So this should definitely be one of those spots where I can see a stack of taking Sabrina and one of the bigs over here, whether it's JJ or Stewie. I honestly believe 2 of them will have a pretty good game over here from the big 3 of the New York Liberty. Just the matchup period going up against Phoenix Mercury is a good one. And then finally, I mean, a run back of DT doesn't sound bad just for how high I am looking at DT as a possible play. But that's really what I'm looking at. I'm not really going to look at the bench or anything over here for them. Phoebich, yeah, you might want to mess with that. But then again, with Laney being back, I think those minutes going to kind of get slashed and cut down quite a bit. Only other player I could say like is some interest would be Baby Sably because she is getting those minutes, especially backing up JJ. And if JJ was to get herself in foul trouble, she's a pretty good fantasy point per minute producer. And then I have to talk about Mo Billings. She signed a contract for the rest of the season with the Phoenix Mercury, so she is pretty much there to stay. She is going to see roughly over at least, I'll give her 17 to 20-ish minutes depending on how the game's going. You definitely can mess with that, but I just think that's a bit too much to even want to pay $6,400 for Mo Billings. Last game, Washington Mystics taking on Seattle. Again, this right here, your main value and what everyone's probably going to be shoving in is going to be Gabby Williams. Granted, we don't know if she's going to start. I doubt that she starts in this game, but I don't mind going to her just because we know she is going to play. At 4,100, that's kind of just a no-brainer, especially if she gets to start. If she was to move Horston back to the bench, I wouldn't be surprised. And I think that would probably come down to being the plan anyway, because that starting five of having Gabby there would be just defense lockdown crazy. You got the two bigs that are great in regards to just protecting on the inside, and then Gabby, your perimeter defender. Lloyd, she's not a slouch on defense, and she actually is pretty decent. On top of the fact that Skylar is feisty on the defensive side herself. That's good. That's a good starting five right there, honestly, to have, and the usage wouldn't be too crazy spread out between them. But Gabby definitely has some interest in her, especially at the 4,100 price tag. Exactly like I said, the direct pivot off of Gabby, because she also is at the 4 position, is Dantas. That is how I look at that right there. Now, outside of that, Nneka, I like her here in the spot, 10-5. Last time going up against the Washington Mystics, 35 minutes, she dropped 43 fantasy points, was killing Dolson. If she should be matched up with Dolson again. She's too fast. She's too fast. She is going to kill Dolson again. Dolson, Big Mama, you're good in certain matchups. I don't think she's good in this matchup right here. And if Nneka's going to have Dolson on her again, that mid-range, that should be there for her again. Getting to the hoop, that should be there for her again. Outside shot, if she actually wants to knock down her threes, that will be there as well. Lloyd, ultimate GPP option, just because that shot has not been falling and it has not looked great at all. Now, I will say that Wnba Day and everything, that recently just passed. And of course, the Storm didn't play. So maybe Lloyd, it will, a couple of days late, go out and do a tribute for Kobe type thing. Maybe, because she is the gold Mamba. Possibly could be a thing for her. Not too sure. Outside of that, Sykes, she is finally priced up right around where she should be, 9.3. I'm not going to really go there. I think that's a bit too much for her when I got some other plays that I can get. I can get with my Sabrina or, play my Ryan Howard, my DT. Those are the players that I want to look to and get to instead and play over there. Ezzy, I don't mind her at the 9,200 price tag, especially if you are trying to come down off of Nneka. The block upside should be there for her, especially with Shakira Austin and just the turnovers that Austin can also give you as well. As long as she doesn't get herself into foul trouble, she definitely has the route to put up a very good fantasy point production and number out here inside this matchup. Outside of that, not really looking to Atkins. I do like Skylar Diggins-Smith at that price tag. It's pretty good for her. Then, of course, like I said, Austin, love her here. Everyone else, they're all just GPP options, not anything that I'm focused too heavy on, not anyone that I feel like really sticks out or is something I have to pay attention to. I will say SWK, maybe you could look there just because they are going to be missing Samuelson. That'll be it. Other than that, I'm not really looking towards anything over here. So hopefully that was a pretty good breakdown for you guys in regards to just how I'm looking to attack the slate. Very high on the New York players right there. Pretty good in regards to wanting to get a piece, at least somebody in this Indy and Atlanta game, especially just because it is the first game of the day. And then rounding it out with one of the mid-tier options that we can actually get inside that Washington and Seattle game. I do think there is a piece or two that we can actually look to over there. But that's going to be it for me. Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button if you guys haven't already. Make sure you check out that prop video, because that right there, we have been killing the props. Definitely getting ready to go on another run here on the channel. We'll continue to upload those prop videos as long as you guys enjoy the content. Good luck to everybody. Peace.